Hello, very good afternoon to you from Westminster. Senior European politicians have been calling on Britain to begin immediate negotiations to leave the European Union following the Brexit referendum vote. But the Vote Leave campaign has again insisted there is no rush to start talks. David Cameron has said he will step down by October to allow his successor to conduct negotiations, which will formally take the United Kingdom out of the EU. Well, meanwhile, Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon says that Westminster is in political turmoil. Our political correspondent Chris Mason has this report.
An armed guard outside David Cameron's home in Oxfordshire and...
wish him all the best and hard luck from me.
Sympathy from a neighbour. Later, the band at the Armed Forces Day celebrations in Cleethorpes in Lincolnshire played Rule Britannia. The brutal reality for Mr Cameron is he is still in office, but his power is leaching away as millions celebrate ignoring him.
This is what we wanted.
Why is that?
Because we remember the old days.
And we don't like being bossed about.
Very good, very confident that we're out. Really pleased with the vote, excellent.
Happy as anything. I'm happy we've won. Happy we've got our independence back.
All of which begs a rather big question.
People will say that we now have a Prime Minister without any political authority. Who's in charge at the moment?
Well, the Prime Minister remains in charge. The government remains committed to a big programme we set out in the Queen's speech, and we were elected just a year ago to continue dealing with the deficit, growing the economy, to create more jobs and to invest in strong defence.
Now, do you recognise this man? And more to the point, have you seen him recently? The Chancellor, last spotted on Wednesday, has vanished since the referendum, despite the fact that the credit ratings agency Moody's has shifted its outlook on the UK economy from stable to negative. George Osborne's been on Twitter, but other than that, there's been no sign of him. Meanwhile, in Edinburgh, Scotland's cabinet has met. The First Minister said whilst Westminster was paralysed by political turmoil, she wanted to stand up for the majority of Scots who wanted to stay in the EU.
Cabinet agreed that we will seek to enter into immediate discussions with the EU institutions and with other EU member states to explore all possible options to protect Scotland's place in the EU.
Yes, in case you hadn't noticed, the political weather has changed, and get used to seeing plenty of this man. Boris Johnson could be in the driving seat as Prime Minister by the autumn. Chris Mason, BBC News at Westminster.